78 Fight News here. Quick question to the boxing fans, the so-called boxing fans here on YouTube and around the world. For the last 3 or 4 years, we've been consumed with Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, this dream matchup that I personally believe will never happen. For regardless of what the reason is, I don't think the fight is going to happen. Okay? Now, my question to you fans is this. To you extremist fans, I should say. How many of you extreme Manny Pacquiao fans will continue to support Manny Pacquiao if he goes out there June 9th, MGM Grand versus Timothy Bradley, gives it his all, but comes up short? What if Manny Pacquiao is defeated by Timothy Bradley? How many of you will still support Manny Pacquiao? How many of you will turn your backs to Manny Pacquiao? How many of you will close your YouTube accounts and come back as somebody else? It's easy to support someone when they're winning, when they're on top. It's harder to stand by them in defeat. A real fan will stand by their fighter in defeat. I don't believe that a lot of you will do that. Likewise, on the other side, to the extreme Floyd Mayweather fans, how many of you brothers will ride with Floyd Mayweather if he has the L on his record? What if Floyd Mayweather, 42-0, all-time great, what if he goes out there May 5th and becomes old in the ring? It's quite possible. It could happen. It could happen at any moment now. The man is 36 years old. It can happen at any moment. What if he goes out there and gets old in the ring and gets knocked unconscious by Miguel Cotto May 5th? What if that happens? How many people will close their YouTube accounts? How many people will continue to support Floyd Mayweather? How many people will bash Floyd Mayweather and say, oh, he ain't that great, he got knocked out by Cotto? It's easy to support someone when they're 42-0. It's harder to support someone in defeat. But that's the measure of a true fan, in my opinion. You know, I asked this question because I was a big Roy Jones Jr. fan. I watched his whole career, basically. And me and my friends used to love Roy Jones Jr.'s fights. And when he got knocked out by Antonio Tarver, it was just a huge shock to me. But I saw that he was getting old in the first Tarver fight. But once he got knocked out, I said, wow, man, Roy, damn, bro, you gotta bounce back. You gotta bounce back. Then he came back out again and got knocked out by somebody else. I don't even remember if it was Glenn Johnson. Somebody else knocked him out right after that. And I just said, you know what? Roy need to hang him up. I didn't turn around and bash Roy Jones Jr. because I was a fan. I appreciated what he had gave to the sport of boxing and the memories he gave me as a fan. So I didn't bash Roy Jones. But there was a lot of my friends who did. They turned their backs on him. Oh, Roy, he a bum. Man, Roy ain't shit, man. See, man, he ain't never been tested. He ain't never this and this and that. So now all of a sudden, a loss, now he's a bum. After all the years of praising him, now he's a bum. And you also can look at Alexis Arguello. This is a man who was raised to deity status in his country. They worship this man as a god. In victory. But in defeat, he was treated like a fucking devil. In defeat, his fans, his countrymen, turned their backs to him. Same with Roberto Duran. They damn near did it to Thomas Hearns in Detroit. When he first faced off against Sugar Ray Leonard, he had people betting their house, betting their rent money, selling their cars to bet money on the fight that he was going to defeat Sugar Ray Leonard. And when he lost, the papers gave Thomas the Hitman Hearns the business. They turned their backs on him. He had to regain the trust and respect of his people. And I would hate to see that happen to Floyd Mayweather, because I'm a true fan, and if Floyd Mayweather was to go out there May 5th and get old in the ring and get knocked out by Miguel Cotto, guess what? 78 Fight News is going to be right on YouTube doing a post-fight video. I ain't hiding from no fucking body. But I have a feeling that a lot of people ain't going to show up to YouTube that day. I have a feeling that a lot of people who support Floyd because he's undefeated won't rock with the brother once he becomes old in the ring, once he makes a mistake and loses, if that happens. I have a feeling that a lot of these Manny Pacquiao fans are going to turn their back on Manny Pacquiao if he loses to Timothy Bradley. All the racial slurs that people had to endure for 3 years, he goes out there and loses to Timothy Bradley. What are you going to do? You're going to close down your YouTube account and you're going to come back as somebody else and pretend like Pacquiao was never shit to you. I would hate to see that happen. Even though I dislike Manny Pacquiao, and largely because of his ridiculous extreme fan base, and because of my suspicions that he is taking steroids. Even though with all that said, I dislike him, I would hate to see Manny Pacquiao get thrown back to the slums in the Philippines by Bob Arum and these fair weather fucking fans. If he loses, he loses. Okay? And once he loses, if Manny Pacquiao goes out there and loses to Timothy Bradley, guess what? Then I can openly be a Pacquiao fan again. Because all the bullshit is over at that point. It's over because his extreme fans will leave him. They will leave him. As fans, we put so much emphasis on wins and losses. To a fault, in my opinion. You know, you get a guy like Andre Berto who loses one fight to Victor Ortiz, and all of a sudden he's a bum. He's a crowd pleaser. He has a good style to appeal to fans, but he's a bum because he lost the fight. I remember guys was hyping up Paul Williams a few years ago. Paul Williams was getting ducked by everybody in boxing. Nobody wanted to fight him. He loses a couple of fights, and now he's a bum. You know, then you got guys running around here undefeated, ain't fought nobody, and people praise them, lift them up on these pedestals, because it's that type of mentality. You understand? I never understood how, as fans, we can see a athlete go out there and give it his all, make a mistake, lose a fight, and now he's a bum or he's not that good. But then we'll go back in time and look at guys like Ali with all the losses that they have and call them great. We look at Sugar Ray Robinson, all the losses he had, and we call him great. Archie Moore, all the losses he had, and we call him great. But today, in your own midst, you don't even respect the fighters you have right now. When they lose a fight, they're under so much pressure that if they lose a fight, then everything they've ever done is now questioned. Why? And this type of attitude is now reflected on our children. You know? You see kids scared to lose a fucking fight. They lose a fight, now the first thing they want to do is go get a weapon, get a gun. Because they can't walk around with their head held high because they lost a fucking fight. When I was a kid, I remember Me and my friends used to fight and shit. Like, people lose fights all the time, win and lose. It wasn't nothing. Nowadays, kid lose a fight, he's sitting around. I'll be back. Yeah, I'll be back. Believe that shit. I'll be back. And you know what he going to do? He going to the crib, gonna go get a pistol, and he coming back. That's his get back. But you know, he learned that from somebody. From the society that we live in, it puts so much emphasis on wins and losses. Can't be defeated. That type of attitude is destroying boxing to me and destroying our communities. Anybody that's been in enough scraps, I don't care who you are, anybody that's been in enough scraps has taken a loss. Anybody. You might have, you might be undefeated. You only been in 3 or 4 fights in your whole life. You've been in enough scraps. You've taken a loss. There's always somebody tougher. Always somebody more skilled. Always somebody smarter. Anybody that's ever put on a pair of boxing gloves or MMA gloves and shin guards and went into the gym and sparred with a superior athlete or a more skilled fighter has taken a loss. Anyone can be defeated. Anyone. Anyone can be defeated. That doesn't make them less of a man, less of a fighter because they lost a fight. That's all I'm trying to say here, y'all. So that's my question to you guys, is how many of you will support Floyd Mayweather and continue to call him one of the all-time greats if he goes out there and loses a simple fight against another good fighter in Miguel Cotto? How many of you Pacquiao extreme fans will continue to support Manny Pacquiao if he goes out there and loses to a prime Timothy Bradley? That's the question. Because, I will continue to support my fighters. I will continue to support boxing videos on YouTube and continue to make them. But I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to disappear. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. 70 Fight News 365, new channel. Holla.